blinded by the light here. Oh my goodness, the window is. Oh well, whatever, eh? Good morning. Crows. Crows making lots of noise? Yeah. Crows making noise. How are you doing there, Dexter? You're still tucked in the way I left you. I'm amazed because my husband took a whole lot of boxes to my son yesterday, and I would have thought that poor Dexter would have been in total disarray. I guess not. So yesterday, before I went for my pedicure and all that stuff, at work, found out some bad news. I was sort of wandering around in the hallway while my students were working on something in my afternoon class, and I heard my supervisor. She's always there on Thursdays. There's the place boarded up. Boarded up. I heard her talking to someone, and she's usually quite loud when she talks, and she leaves her door open, and she even uses the speakerphone most of the time. Not this time, but usually. Anyway, she was talking to someone, and then she lowered her voice. You know, that conspiratorial way of talking to someone. And that's when you want to. It's not polite to eavesdrop and all that, but it's just what you do. Dum-da-dum. So I heard her voice drop, and naturally I stepped a few steps closer, and I was listening, and I got the drift of the conversation, and I figured out who she was talking to and who they were talking about. And I said, wow, it sounds like that job, the morning job for level 01, that class next to mine, the class that I started teaching when I first started there, is gone. And that the teacher there, who is just supplying or working for another teacher who is on maternity leave, is out of a job. Or that particular contract is no longer, because the numbers are too low. There aren't enough students to pay for that teacher. So now she was just supplying. She has another job. She teaches some seniors at the senior center that I pass here every day. Every afternoon she teaches them. So, it's not like she's out of a job, but, this job that she was sort of counting on for another year, because the teacher who's on maternity leave is, sort of enjoying her mat leave, and she's going to stick with the little kids and then come back. So that's who my supervisor was talking to yesterday. She was talking to Nicole, and just reassuring her and stuff like that. Like, oh God, well, how can you reassure someone when you've just told them that their job is no longer there for them to come back to? Now, Nancy, who I work with, she says, she's going to stay on that leave, and I don't know, she probably won't come back to that job because, they don't need the money and this and that. And I'm going, I think they do. I don't think that her husband has that great a job and this and that. So, Nancy was trying to reassure me because, for one thing, Nicole has more seniority, so she can bump people when she comes back. And another thing is that if, the low numbers in that class are a worry, well, then the low numbers in our afternoon classes are cause for worry as well. So, no, I didn't, let it bother me yesterday because there's no, direct impact on me as yet. But one more reason to win the lottery, eh? There's the senior center, the community center, David Durward Center. Difficult name, Durward. Just a bizarre name to try and say. I'm going to try and tell my students about that name. You know the place downtown on the corner? Yeah, that's where you go. That's where you go. Anyway, cause for concern. More cause for concern.